Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a late night episode of College Basketball Insider. Sorry I haven't been as active. I've been a little under the weather the past couple days. Had some stomach issues going on. I'm finally over that, so we're good there. And other than that, I've been at high school basketball games. I do broadcasting, so I'm pretty busy. I was in Poplar Bluff once, Norwood twice, and like I said, other than that, I've kind of been feeling under the weather. So we're good now, and I'm ready to talk some basketball with you guys. We got the bracket coming up. I believe that's going to be Sunday, which is tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow, actually. Today's Saturday. Got that ready for you guys. So, except for the fact that I don't know who the fourth number one seed is going to be now because Ohio State lost last night. So, and Illinois lost big the other night. So, we'll see. So, this video is going to be long, so get ready because it's probably going to be maybe 15-20 minutes worth of video here, but I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good for the fans and even for myself to kind of open my eyes, open your eyes to see the way that I look at things. I'm going to give you some of my opinions. I'm going to give you a lot of statistics. I'm going to throw a lot of numbers at you, and I'm excited. So the video today is exactly what the title says: Michigan versus Gonzaga versus Baylor. Who's the number one team in the country? Obviously, you say, well, Gonzaga's the number one team in the country, but I mean, who should be the number one team in the country, okay? Because nobody agrees right now. Michigan fans say Michigan. Baylor fans say Baylor. Gonzaga fans say Baylor. Or not Baylor, Gonzaga. Big 12 fans say Baylor. Big 10 fans say Michigan. WCC fans, Pac-12 fans say, or SEC fans even say Gonzaga. It's all over the place. The ACC says Michigan. It's all over the place. The opinions are everywhere. I'm going to give you some stats. I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think, and I'm just excited. So here we go. Let's get into it. I'm going to start off basic, kind of work my way into the deeper stuff as far as kind of what we're looking for statistics-wise. I will tell you right now my opinion off the bat so that you know. Don't ring me. I promise you, I've been studying this for 3 days before I made this video. In fact, I wasn't even going to make this video because I know whenever I say what I'm about to say, everybody's going to be like, well, of course you think that. But I think it's Michigan right off the bat. I think they, right now at this point, they are playing the best basketball in the country. All right, so let's start. I'll back it up. You guys can listen. You guys can look this up. I looked this all up, okay? This is all straight written down from what I found on, it was teamrankings.com. And I'll even put the links in the comments, guys. Or not the comments, but the bio, or not the bio, but the description of the video. I'm sorry. For you guys to go look at. Michigan boasts a 17-1 record, 12-1 in the Big Ten. Baylor is 18-0. No losses, undefeated. And overall, 14-0 in the Big 12. Gonzaga's 23-0 and 14-0 in the West Coast Conference, the WCC. Okay. Now, again, we're going to keep it kind of basic. I'm going to tell you what each team's last 3 wins are. I'm going to talk about all those wins a little bit. And, again, like I said, this could be a long video. This could be 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes. We'll see. Hopefully it's not too long, but I'll try to get through it and just back myself up. Here we go. I'll start with Michigan's last 3 games. On the 18th of February, they played Rutgers at home. Rutgers 13-9. They're 9-9 in conference play, and they beat them 71-64. In that game, Michigan at one point led by 20. Rutgers come back. Inspiring effort by Miles Johnson, Ron Harper Jr., and Geo Baker III. Now, I wish there would have been an NCAA tournament last year because my money was on Rutgers to make it to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. They were really good, and they were heating up at the right time, and I thought they were going to win the Big Ten tournament. I really, really, really thought they were going to win the Big Ten tournament. They were playing so well. And then last Sunday, they traveled to Columbus. Michigan traveled to Columbus and played the number 4 Ohio State Buckeyes. Of course, they won't be number 4. They've lost 2 in a row now. Next week, they'll probably be number 6, number 7, somewhere in there. I don't know for sure. Of course, we'll see. I'll look at that some more Sunday, tomorrow, after we get the bracket out to you guys, and I'll make my poll. But Ohio State's 18-6, 12-6 in the Big Ten. Very good record, especially for these circumstances, guys. They've lost 2 games in a row, 2 games to a team in Michigan State that is on the up and up. They're going to make the NCAA tournament, guys, and I think if they win tomorrow, they're definitely in. They're a lock in for me. Probably about a 10 or 11 seed. If they continue to win, they will be possibly at 8 or 9 if they continue to win. And then last night, they thumped Iowa, number 9 Iowa. Oh, my goodness. That is not how a top 10 matchup is supposed to look. That game was one-sided in the second half, if I have ever seen it. And Luka Garza, an All-American player, the best player in the college basketball world. Let me preface this by saying I believe Luka Garza is the National Player of the Year. Now, I said Ayo Dosunmu in that one video is the Big Ten Player of the Year. Luka Garza is the National Player of the Year. If you look back at non-conference things, there's no doubt he's the best player in the world. College basketball player in the world. But last night, Hunter Dickinson made him look average. He had 16 points and 4 rebounds. That is a horrible game. Not so much scoring, but rebounding for Luka Garza. Hunter Dickinson had his way last night, and Michigan won by 22. By 22 against the number 9 team in the country. They won by 22. Now, Baylor. Now, before I talk about Baylor's too much, Baylor had some pauses. Baylor had a really long pause, and it's unfortunate they struggle with COVID, and I hate that. I hope that they are back and they are healthy. I hope that they are back and they are healthy in this coming up, in this final stretch here over the next week before conference tournament starts, which the Big 12 and the Big 10 conference tournaments are going to be super exciting. All right. So on the 30th of January, I did last 3 games, and on the 30th of January, they played Auburn, who's 11-13 and 5-10 in SEC play. They won that game 84-72. Again, Auburn is 5-10 in SEC play, but Bruce Pearl's a good coach. You know, they're a tough team. They're a tough out. I'm pretty sure nobody is ever saying I want to play Auburn. Then they went to Austin, Texas on the 2nd of February. That's been almost a month ago. Texas, who's 14-6 and 8-5 at this point. 8-5 in the Big 12, 14-6 overall. And then won that game 83-69. That's a really good win. That is a good win. They went to Austin, Texas, and they beat Texas by double digits. It's a very, very impressive win. Now, the 23rd, which was, it was 25th, Wednesday was 24th, Tuesday. They played Iowa State. Okay, it was their first game in 21 days. Iowa State's 2-17 overall, 0-14 in conference play. And Baylor won 77-72. Now, I'm going to be a lot harder on Baylor if they've been back. You know, or if that's a December game where they were playing every couple days and they only win by 5, but they hadn't played in 21 days. They were rusty. I get it. It's tough. It's a tough situation with the whole COVID thing, and, you know, whenever you're off like that, to beat a team, period, is super impressive. So, yeah, I'm not going to be too hard on them over that. Now, Gonzaga. On the 18th of February, played St. Mary's, who's 13-7, 4-5, and they beat them 87-65. St. Mary's is not going to be in the NCAA tournament. They're not. They're going to have to win the West Coast Conference. There's no team in the West Coast Conference except maybe BYU. And BYU, for me, is on the bubble at this point, that's going to be in the tournament besides Gonzaga. And that is my beef. That's my beef with Gonzaga. That's why I think they're actually the number 3 team, not the number 1. On the 20th, they played versus San Diego, who's 3-9 and 2-6. San Diego's not good. And that's no disrespect to the San Diego program. They're just not good. And, of course, the score shows that. Gonzaga won 106-69. In conference play, you're not supposed to beat teams that bad. In the Big Ten, Michigan will never, ever, ever beat a team by 40. In the Big 12, Baylor will not beat a team by 40. That's my beef. That's my issue with Gonzaga. They don't play anybody from, like, December to March. That's why they get beaten the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 every year. Let me be really honest with you guys, and I could get on a total rant about this, and I might even make a video. But I struggle to really get behind Mark Few, and Mark Few's a good coach. Mark Few's program, I should say, not Mark Few. Because they don't play anybody. They don't. They don't play anybody that belongs on the floor with them. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. And if you're a Gonzaga fan, it's no disrespect to you. That's just how it is. And then on the 25th, I think I may have talked about this one already. I'll just kind of briefly go over it in case I didn't. On February 25th, they beat Santa Clara, who's 10-7 and 2-6, 89-75. That was last night. And Santa Clara competed. Santa Clara competed the first half, and Gonzaga just beat them, just kind of run them off the floor in the last 10 minutes. Okay. So, another thing I looked at was strength of schedule. Who had the best strength of schedule, and exactly, just who had the best strength of schedule. And it was in this order. Number 10 in strength of schedule was the Michigan Wolverines. Baylor Bears ranked number 21, and Gonzaga ranked number 33, and I still think that's too high. The only reason that's not lower is the fact that they played West Virginia, Kansas, they played some other teams too. Iowa. And those games were good games. Those games were close games. They played Auburn too, but, you know. In offensive efficiency, it goes Gonzaga number 1, Baylor number 2, Michigan number 9. I could not find a reliable statistic for defensive efficiency. I'm sorry, I looked at a few different websites. I just couldn't find it, guys. I'm sorry. Now, I'll give you the last statistic, and then I'm just going to talk about it for a little bit. Their next game, they all play tomorrow, Saturday. Gonzaga plays at home versus Loyola Marymount. They're going to win that game. They're probably going to win that game by 20 or 30. I could be wrong. Hopefully I am wrong. Because I want to see these WCC teams compete with Gonzaga, not because I want to see Gonzaga lose, but because I want Gonzaga to have credibility whenever it comes to conference. If they're getting beat every once in a while in conference, then you can't say the WCC isn't worth a crap. But if they're just tearing through everybody, beating everybody by 20, 30, 40, then you can't defend the WCC conference, at least do it in a logical way. Baylor plays at Kansas in a game that should be a dandy. An absolute dandy. That game should be fun, and man, I wish fans could be at that game. That's a kind of a rivalry, a little bit of a rivalry. I'm not going to lie. That's been very, very, very close, really the past 10 years. And it's always a fun game. And Michigan plays at Indiana. They have a morning game in Indiana. Indiana, who's about a 500 team in conference play, but they're 12-11 overall. But it's hard to play in Bloomington. I'm not gonna say I think Michigan does win that game, but it's always hard to play in Assembly Hall. It's just the history, things like that. And I think Indiana may be allowing some fans. Not a lot, but some. So, you know, that just adds an element. So it's going to be an interesting day of games all day. This video wasn't to knock on Gonzaga either. It's just, that's just how I feel. I feel like Gonzaga would have a lot more credibility if they played somebody from December to March. And guys, and again, I'll say it, that's why they haven't been successful in the past few years. Sweet 16 or Elite 8, whenever they're projected to go to the Final Four. or to the national championship. That's why whenever I fill out a bracket, fill it out for bracket games, things like that, I struggle to send them to the Final Four, to the national championship, because from, like, again, December to March, they're playing teams that are sub 500, and that's just not logical. But I mean, that's all I got. I kind of threw a lot of stats at you, a lot of numbers. So we'll see you tomorrow for the bracket video. It's late here. So I'm gonna get this uploaded. I'll see you, like I said, one more time. I'll see you tomorrow evening for the bracket reveal this week, and I hope everybody has a safe, happy weekend. I hope you guys, stay safe. It's kind of finally starting to warm up where I'm at, so we're able to get outside and do things and go get the things we need. So I will see you guys tomorrow in the bracket video, and then Monday we'll have the week 3 top 25 AP and then CBI poll comparison. I hope you guys are enjoying those videos. The Luka Garza Io DeSumo video is doing great, I've seen. So, again, everybody stay happy, stay healthy, and peace out.